What's up, Twin Cities? How you doing? It's the SunDogs.
Welcome to SunDogs Present Local Vibes. We're your two favorite canines, the good boys, the fly boys, as some may say. Hope your week was well. We'd like to welcome you to the weekend. We've got another phenomenal show today. We are sitting in the doghouse with Rozay Bella.
Woo!
Coming up to the chilly Midwest. We'll get more into the journey. You were saying before the show it was a treacherous journey.
Yes.
The flight, to say the least.
Yeah, it was.
Instagram, Rozay_Bella. That's ROZA.
Double
Double_. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. That's ROZAY _BELLA. Facebook, Rozay Bella. Again, ROZAY BELLA. Facebook Music, Rozay Bella. Twitter, I was kind of confused
Rozay
about
Bella.
this. Okay, it's not .Rozay Bella.
No.
Okay, Twitter, Rozay Bella, and then Spotify,
Rozay
Rozay Bella. It's as easy. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, it is.
Very easy.
iTunes and Apple, Rozay Bella,
Rozay Bella.
as well.
Some people can still find me under Concrete Rose.
Okay.
A lot, like maybe my first two albums back when I started back again, it was Concrete Rose, but you know, we changed it to Rozay Bella.
Yeah. Why the rebrand?
Because when it was time for me to go on stage and people be like, concentration, concrete.
Oh.
Concrete Rose, I was like, man.
It was just they couldn't figure it out
Yeah,
fast enough.
and it was like embarrassing to me at times because, you know, they'll be hype, come to the stage, concentrate. And I was like, you know what, I got to change this because I'm out here making fools of people and I ain't even trying to. And people will mess up listen, I've been called concentration camp. It was concretey. Like, I was just like, you know what.
This is not the name.
Yeah, no, it's not the name, bro. Like, we lose in here, so I changed it back to Rozay Bella. Rozay Bella's always been my handle on social media. So I was just like, yeah, it was easy because people call me when Bella off of line, so I was just like, it's catchy, people familiar with it, so, you know, I just roll with it like that.
Is Black Roses the first project as Rozay Bella, or is that?
Black Roses is actually Concrete Rose turning into...
Was the metamorphosis?
Yes, because I started as Concrete Rose, but when I finished, I was Rozay Bella.
Okay,
Very cool.
Well, we're going to be talking more about that here in a little bit. You can stream Black Roses right now.
Right.
We've got that empire.ffm.to/Black Roses.
Or y'all
Or-
can just go straight to Spotify. You know,
it's all-
It's that easy.
it's that easy.
And that's going to be under Rozay Bella and not Concrete Rose
That's
on
right.
Spotify.
That's right.
Bing,
Right,
bang,
right.
boom.
Bang.
Last week we had Dwayne Kennedy, host of the Say No Mo podcast, sitting down in the hot seat.
Yeah, hilarious.
Oh, very, very hilarious. Make sure you check out his podcast and that episode. Next week, we're sitting down with the wonderful Julia Page. Replays of SunDogs Present Local Vibes, exclusive content, and exclusive performances can be found at anchor.fm/local vibes, on YouTube at SunDogs TC,
Videos.
and on Spotify. Again, it's that easy. SunDogs Present Local Vibes is what you search.
A couple different ways. Well, so the live shows are Fridays from 6 to 7. We're in the radio studio. We're on the airwaves.
Live.
So you can listen 94.1 FM on the dial, wfnu.org/live. On the browser, sorry, Live 365 app for the, and type in WFNU if you want the app for your phone. That
For
works
the-
really good.
Exactly, for the audio. And my favorite way to listen and watch live is on YouTube, SunDogs TC.
Yep.
Hopefully you're watching that right now. Hello, everybody.
So that's live. Another thing you can do Fridays from 6 to 7 is called the studio phone.
Give us a ring.
651-313-5125. It's the radio. You'll be on the radio. Don't swear. And yeah, you can ask the guest a question. Shout outs.
Yeah,
classic radio
We'll
stuff.
recommend some holiday celebrations, maybe give you a recipe or two.
Ooh.
Give us a call, 651-313-5125. Again, more information can be found at Rozay _Bella on Instagram, and SunDogs TC on Instagram as well. Don't forget to stream Black Roses, which was released this last December.
Yep, December 18th.
December 18th. You can look that up on Spotify. It's that easy. But that's all the business we need to jab about.
Yeah, that's the end of the infomercial here. Let's get in to the interview.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Yes, Rozay Bella.
So the artist currently known as Rozay Bella. You never know how it may continue to evolve. We really like to thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule, for making the journey.
I appreciate it.
And sitting down with us.
It was Minnesota's given me a lot of love, so it's only right by nature to what you give, what you receive, you give. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, it's all love. I've had a really good time here in Minnesota, so hey, it's all love for me.
So one of the questions we like to ask guests their first time on the show is to kind of give us their origin story. So including other rap names that you've gone under, so all the way back, as many as you can remember, and then kind of start with what got you even interested in writing rhymes and performing live.
So what music was playing around the house?
My mother was a DJ in Chicago at the skating rink. So in my house, we had crates of albums of everything, from Herb Alpert to Norman Connors to, the Bee Gees, the Eagles, so I'm familiar with all of that. And a lot of people, when you hear those samples, it takes me all the way back to when I was a kid. And, on Saturdays was the day we clean up. And my mother would always play, she'll DJ, so she get the hype, you feel me? And so over the years, I was like, I wonder, I'm going to say this over this beat if I could ever, and it went from there. And then I was like, I want to do drama, I want to do performing arts. And then when I got about maybe 14, 15, 16 actually, I linked up with my cousin Stormy, who is one of the Outlaws. And Stormy would teach me how to be comfortable with saying my words over music. He had this, in his room in Georgia, he had this room called the barn. And he would make me go in the barn, and say what I wanted to say. And I was in the dark in the barn. And so I got comfortable with it. And then when I had my first kid, I moved to Kentucky, and I seen that this guy, Gary Allen, he was looking for a female artist. And so I stepped out on faith first time. And he signed me to Lee Barnes Studios, and then, I was taught how to write, how to breathe on a microphone, and I was, starting to do shows, and my label mates, Life, and some more other people. It kind of just once we started actually doing the music, it just felt like this is where I really need to be. So
That's huge.
I went with it from there, but Life, me being me, Life, I had to stop because I made a choice to be a parent. And at the time, I couldn't be a full-time artist, and I got a little girl. And then one little girl turned into another little girl. And then two little girls turned off into a little boy. And then another little girl. So I was busy. I couldn't, really get it. I was, now that I'm at this age, I feel like I had to go through all of that stuff in order to come back and be comfortable with what I'm doing. And so that's pretty much how it started. And I stopped for a while. Growing up in Chicago, music outside of the everyday rigmarole of violence is what keeps you alive. It does in a lot of ways. Because if you're listening to a song at night and you just so happen to just lay down on your flow because the song is so good, you don't even realize you might have just dodged a bullet. So really, to me, I always tell people, music is the only thing that's never lied to you if you think about it. You could be going through a real bad situation, and then this particular song comes on, and it's like it's talking to you. Right. And so I was just
helping you.
Or helping you cope, helping you deal, or, giving you some understanding to a situation. And I was just like, I like that feeling of being able to say words and people relate and put it over music and hear them reciting it, or they saying, you know what, I ain't the only one that been, you've been through that, me too. And I'm like, well, that's where I felt like I could spread my message, because everywhere else, it's kind of tainted the way we, the world we live in. So, I feel like music was like the best form of therapy, really, to be honest. Right. So
I think therapeutic for the listener and the artist alike.
it is.
So you weren't recording in Chicago. It was after the first move.
Yeah, I didn't start recording until I got to Kentucky. That was like 1998.
And do we miss any artist names so far along the journey? When you were younger, did you have one that you thought you were going to go by?
When I was back then, my arms are a little rusty, I was top 1.
Oh, that's a good one.
Don't ask.
Okay.
I was top 1 for some reason. That's what was in my mind. And so I wrote with top 1. And then when I came to Minneapolis and jumped back into the music, I didn't have a name. When people was like, what's your name? I was like, Isha? Yeah. And they was like, no, what's your artist name? And I was like, Concrete Rose, I guess. I don't know. And it went from there. And I kept it. And then I, changed it when I was evolving from the Rose to, Bella. It's still the same thing, technically, because Rozay is nothing but rose, and Bella means, beautiful flower or whatever. So, it's the same thing. It's just, a fancier way to say it.
Exactly. The eloquent evolution.
Yeah. Good to switch it up, too.
So, I'm just trying to follow the timeline. From Chicago to Kentucky?
Yep. Well, I went to Florida for a minute. When I was young, I went to Florida. I got to Georgia when I was 16. I went to Job Corps. And when I left Job Corps, my stepfather's sister gave me a job. And that's when I met Stormy because we all from Chicago. But his family went to Georgia. So when I finished school, Stormy and them was already there. So, they offered me a job. I worked with his dad. We all worked with him. And, Stormy at the time still is, very musically. And so just downstairs, and was like, I ain't going to be scared no more. Let's do it. And he was like, all right, you're going to go in the barn. We're going to turn on the beat. You're going to say what you feel with your eyes closed. And it started from there. And, I'm like, okay. But then it got real when I got to Kentucky, because now I'm not standing in the closet. I'm in a real studio. So now I got to show and prove. And what I didn't know, the guys from Life and Gary Allen, they showed me how to adjust myself on the microphone, how to breathe, how to make the words make sense, how to ride rhythm, pretty much. And it started from there. And that's how it started. And then I stopped for a while. I was hurt a little bit. I had a major artist. I don't know how he got my song, but he did. And
the artist's worst nightmare.
Very much so, because I didn't even know that he had the song. I just so happened to, matter of fact, I had just got out the feds, and I'm riding the train in Atlanta, and Every Day I'm Hustling come on, and Every Day I'm Hustling. I'm singing along, Jeezy Park come on, and then I was like, wait, hold on. They're my lyrics. I was like, how? So at this time, I'm furious. Like, how did Jeezy get my lyrics? Like, what? Why would Jeezy have my lyrics? Like, what's really going on? So I called around, and people was, they was kind of closed mouthed about it. A lot of people was like, just leave it alone. And then I realized, like, at that time, in the music industry, you had people who you might send a song to them and say, how you like this? They'll sell your song. They would definitely sell your song, and there's nothing you could do about it if it's not copywritten. And that's when I learned about having your music copywritten. You got to have that in place. Do not release no music until you copyright it. If you don't copyright it, understand where you put it up on platforms. If they go to search to see if this song is not copywritten, they will claim your song. And that's how it's going to go. So it was a lesson. And I was mad for years because I'm like, I'm a girl. Like, he a whole big artist. Like, why would you take my stuff? And I was salty for years. Like, I ain't doing no music no more. Like,
what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? And then my cousin, 10 years later, Stormy, he says, hey, man, you've been thinking about it the wrong way. Like, you should have took that as a compliment. And I was like, why? He was like, because if your bars is good enough for him to take like he did, that means that you own to something. But it took 10 years. I was like, pouting for 10 years.
Yeah,
it
it's a
took me-
very thin silver lining in that situation, but I
Very.
guess it is there.
And I was mad. Like, I was at Jeezy on Twitter. I was like, I'm going to pay cap when I see you. I ain't going to do nothing. But I was angry. And my cousin was like, get out of that. Get out your feelings. He just gave you confirmation that you good at what you do. And you your own writer. So, stop feeling like that and write some more stuff. Like, that one song don't mean nothing. But I'm like, Stormy, he made a lot of money off that song. Like, that was a lot of money off that song. And because I didn't get a quarter, I was mad. I ain't mad no more because I learned that, over the years, Jeezy was going through some things and he had some situations. And so, and I felt like being an adult, it was a lesson. It was teaching me about copywriting, about the logistics of having my paperwork and making sure my BMI is up and making sure that, I got my codes and everything that identifies where my songs come from and who is the title owner and the copyright. So, I wasn't mad no more. Yeah. Not at all. I came here years later, come here, do an open mic, and it just kind of changed my life. And I was just like, okay, I'm over. I'm leave Jeezy alone. I ain't mad about it no more. Yeah.
Remembered what it's really about, like you were saying earlier, connecting with people, making music that can be like a companion.
I had a little sympathy, though, because I didn't know that he had Bell's palsy. And so, he was going through some stuff, and I kind of sympathized with it, like, man, people going through stuff. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. Who haven't? Right. But it's about, you bouncing back from it. So I just was like, and a lot of times I wouldn't even talk about it. When people be like, why you stop rapping? I was like, because I don't want nobody to sue me because I be saying his name. But I don't care now. It's nothing for me. I'm not stunting no more.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you're just joining us, we are sitting down with Rozay Bella, and she is laying out the origin story. We're going to take a break here in about 10 seconds. Make sure to follow her at Rozay_Bella on Instagram and SunDogs TC on Instagram. SunDogs present Local Vibes. Welcome back to SunDogs present Local Vibes. We are sitting down with the one, the only, Rozay Bella, who is, I saw you coming with the huge parka on, the floor-length coat.
Yeah, y'all know where y'all at.
It's chilly. So thank you again for taking the time to sit down with us and kind of give listeners and fans the peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, the history, getting it set in stone, getting it archived for everybody to know the deal, be able to look it up, all your fans, all that. It's good to have, good to document.
Before the break, you were talking about the importance, if not the vitality, of having your stuff registered, of having your songs copywritten. It's like the last thing you're thinking of when you are rhyming.
Right.
Is the legal and the clerical side of it.
That's really should be the first thing you think about when you are doing the music, because once you get that out the way, everything else is smooth sailing. And so if you don't have that paperwork in, you're going to run into a lot of stuff. And I hate to say it, but you definitely got artists that will imitate you. They will take your music. And nowadays, it's to the point where if they hear a song, they'll go look in the registry to see if it's copywritten. And if it's not, they'll take your song. They'll take your song, man. But it's a requirement. It's what you're supposed to do. So, I just have to do it pretty much.
Yeah, a big part of the show is kind of giving that power back to songwriters that's been held in the studio or the publishing company's hands for so long.
Oh, man.
Educating these songwriters, because you create the content. Like, there is no business without the songwriter.
Right.
And you got to know how to, I don't want to say play the game, but you got to know how to protect yourself in the long run.
Right.
And we were talking about how you were taught in the studio kind of
how to write,
formatting of songs, working, breathing with the mic. I assume you've dusted those skills off in more recent years after the hiatus,
2018,
if you will. Yeah.
I think that's when it happened at the Fifth Element in Minneapolis. It was an open mic night. And I had been like really working hard, so I was like, you know what? I really want to see what's up with Minneapolis. Let's move around a little bit. And so I went out one night, and I seen Fifth Element had an open mic. I signed up. I was the last person, number 20. They tell me, they say, hey, Miss Concrete, like, we don't know if we're gonna be able to let you perform because so many people, you know, have performed. So I was like, all right, I ain't tripping. And so then they was like, anybody want to donate to Second Harvest? Second Harvest is a charity that I'm familiar with. So I was like, yeah, I'll donate. I gave like $50. And the girls behind the counter was like, y'all should let her perform. Like, she the only one who donated. And so I did the song, and I can remember Nerdy was standing here. Posh O was standing here. Who else was in the crowd? What's his name? Dr. He's a little bitty. Yep, Dr. U was on stage actually. And I was shocked because his little bitty self was like really going in, and I was like, oh, okay then. And I went up there and I just kind of blacked out and just did my thing. And when I came back, Nerdy was standing there like, and everybody was like, well, all right then, like, where you come from? And I was like, I just stepped in for a minute, just blowing the breeze. And I was trying to leave, and Massacre the Don stopped me and was like, hey, I do beats. And then somebody else hit me when I was going out the door and was like, hey, hit up Shut Up and Rap Minneapolis. And I was like, well, what is that? And they was like, so they told me it was an open mic.
Okay,
I didn't know that it was a competition until I got there. And it was at Modest Brewery, and Augie 5000 was like, Concrete Rose, come to the front. So he was like, I've never heard of you. I was like, I ain't never heard of me either.
Wow.
So he was like,
that's awesome.
He was like, where you from? I told him. He was like, all right, well, tonight you're going to go against a certain amount of people, and if you win, and I was like, hold on. I don't want to do no competition. Yeah, like I don't like to compete with people because a lot of times people don't know how to, lose. And then they take it to another level, and that's not my fault, but I don't want to be the brunt of it, right? At all. And so I was like, okay. I was like, I don't really want to do this, but he was like, it's too late.
You're in it now.
Yeah, that's what he said. And so, and the DJ came, and she was like, she was, and it was Sophia Ayers. It was Lizzo's DJ.
Yeah,
and so she was, we met and talked, and then I think Chad was one of the judges, and it was somebody else that was a couple of the judges. And so they called me up there, and I got on stage, and y'all, sometimes I like go somewhere else when I'm doing the music. I remember I started the song, but when it was up with, everybody was standing there just screaming and going crazy. And this fan, Chrissy Litz, she sent me the video, and everybody was rocking to the song. And I was like, okay, all right. So he was like, and I won. And he was like, well, you got to come back. Gosh. And I was like, for what? He was like, you got to do this again. You got to keep going. He was like, the goal is whoever wins will go to Soundset. I don't know what Soundset is, though. I didn't know nothing about Soundset. So I'm like, all right. I came back the second week. I won again. I came back the third week. I was like, listen, I'm going to retire my mic because I want other people to enjoy this. And he was like, nah, get out of here. You won again. So then the fourth time, I was like, all right, this for real. I'm going to just kind of decline because it was fun. I wasn't even taking it serious. So the fourth time, I won again. So then he was like, you're going to go to the championship, da-da-da-da. And so then we went to the championship in Brandon. What's his name? Brandon Bew. It was the artist. He won. He won that very last time, but Augie was like, you still going to Soundset. So I'm like, yay, but I don't know what Soundset is.
It's like, is this another competition?
Yeah, I was like, man, I go home, I tell my son and everybody. So my son looks up Soundset, and he was like, Mom, have you looked up Soundset? And I was like, no. He turned it around and showed me, and I was like, I don't know if I could stand on no stage. And he was like, this my son. You just got to see it through. So,
Sage wisdom.
Yeah, and so, I went through the formula for sound set, and it was time for me to get up there. And me and BRG got up there with my DJ Blackfire, and man, it was an experience. That energy, that crowd. You got Lil Wayne on one stage, SZA on one stage, Lil Nas X on one stage. Who else? DMX. You had Run the Jewels there, Royce, 5'9". Like, it was so many.
Jam-packed.
Yeah. And then the list came out, and I seen my name, and I was like, this is real. Like, I was really stoked in the inside, but I try to keep my composure.
Yeah,
and stuff,
no big deal. Well, just another day.
Nah, man, listen, I was so nervous. You ever been nervous where you about to get in trouble by your parents, and then like your butt be shaking because you about to get? That's the nervous.
Butt shaking nervousness.
Yeah, I was butt shaking nervous. I really was. But I had a really good experience. I came off the stage, and I had a group of people. They came up to me, and they was like, can we get your autograph? I was like, for what? And so
my God.
My guy, he was like, because. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm a sign, and I signed, and I was like, man, that was some monumental stuff, and it just kind of took off from there. Before you knew it, I was doing Dre Day, VFW a couple times. I was Dr. Dre. I had the whole little curly wig with the Raiders cap on and the Dickie suit. Yeah, I was up there with Chance York and J So Creative and Carnage and Kyle Borchardt and Kenneth Garnier and Marcus Scallman. Like, I was just up there with them practicing and rocking out, and it just went from there. And then the city just kind of sucked me in, and I was just performing everywhere. I felt like I had a residency at Part Wolf I performed there so many times. And I appreciate Cam Jones because he liked my music enough where he, put me on. I met Solo at Soundset. I had seen Solo a few times, but I met Solo at Soundset. So, like, it's just been a really good 2 years run that I had here. It really was with the music. I wasn't expecting to do the music, but hey.
Yeah, you said you came to Minnesota for grant writing.
Yeah, I learned how to write grants and help nonprofits, and I do a lot of mentoring with kids. And so I was program facilitating in Brooklyn Park. I was at Zanewood Recreation doing after-school program. And so I was doing that. We put a studio out there and got the kids in the community to kind of chill with all the extra shooting and stuff. And what's her name? Kaya Edwards from Care 11. She hit me up and was like, I want to do a spotlight on you. Like, I've heard a lot of stuff about you. And so I did the interview, but I brought in the rest of the team, which was Keem Anderson. He's part of New Jacks, and Mac Turner. We worked together. We was working at the park in the studio together. So it was a really good look. And, she came in and interviewed us, and she put it up, and it was going good. And then my mom got sick, and that was like, man, you're going to have to come back to Georgia. And I was like, all right, I got to go.
Family first.
Yeah, most definitely. And so, but Minnesota, they was like, you know what, you good enough. Well, Minnesota not going to let you go. You gonna come back. And I've been coming back. Like, I didn't call so many flights here, y'all. It don't make no sense. I'm grateful, though. I wasn't expecting this. Like, I really was like, I'm too old now. I don't really want to do this no more. I got other stuff that I want to do. But the music, it was like, not this time. You don't get away this time.
Because there's nothing like that feeling of creating something from nothing, from something from your soul, and then performing it on stage. Do you still kind of black out, go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Is it still that adrenaline, still that euphoria, unlike any other feeling? Or
the very first time it happened, I was on stage, and I kept hearing my father in my ear, and he kept saying, you didn't come all the way here to do nothing, Jack, so what you gonna do? And then I did the song, and when I came back, everybody was just, screaming and yelling, and I was just like, dang. I had to go back and look at it.
Yeah, how was that reliving the video? Reliving it through the video?
It looked like I was there, I was not there. I don't know where I was, and a few times, even at Part Wolf, sometimes I don't know where I go. I just do the song. And then I come back and, I got a song somewhere. I mean, that's what happens. And I was like, is this weird that, sometimes I don't know where I go. I guess I'll be so engulfed in the music that I just kind of block out everything, right? When
Absolute focus to do it. So
it got worse after my oldest daughter passed. When she passed, it was like when I get on stage, I don't know where I go. I just do it. It's like it just comes from the inside. It's like to me it almost feels like it's a set machine that goes off. And in order for me to be this artist that I am on stage, I leave, and it's like my almost like my alter ego come and
the
scary.
songs have their own personality.
They do,
and then you have to do exactly what the vocals on the tracks are doing. Otherwise, the crowd's not going to see anything. So it's like your body has to do exactly that in order for. Otherwise, there's no show.
Right.
So
it's certain songs I click out. I don't know where I be at, but it's like the song will get done completely. It's live and everything. And when I come back, usually, everybody's clapping or, people talking to me. And I was like, is this normal? Then I learned that some artists do. They kind of like black out for a minute and do their song and come back. So I was like, okay, well, as long as I don't hurt nobody.
As long as it's working, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of scary, though.
Yeah.
When I talk about it, because I don't have no recollection. Like when I did the song PBT at the Modest Brewery and I was looking at the video, I'm moving around on the stage and everything.
You don't remember that
But
at
I
all.
don't remember that part. And that, that's kind of scary to me. And, I was like, maybe the music blocks everything out for a moment so I can let it out. Because when I'm done, I feel good. It's like a release, like, okay. Yeah, it does that for me. So I was like, do I need counseling? Do I need some counseling behind this? And some people was like, if that's your method to your madness, then don't change it because you pumped out a lot of good music.
I mean, you could do both. You could write songs and go to therapy. There's nothing wrong.
I don't know. If I go to therapy, I might not be so edgy. I might be like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just blossom flowers. And people going to be like, no, we not really believing that part.
So far, so good anyway.
Mm-hmm.
To each their own, definitely. If you're just joining us, give us a call, 651-313-5125. Hopefully you're watching live on YouTube, SunDogs TC, or listening live, 94.1 FM, wfnu.org/live, or the Live 365 app by searching WFNU or Frogtown Radio.
Frogtown.
So, at SunDogs TC and at, oh my goodness,
Rozay __
Bella. I forgot where the underscores were. At Rozay __ Bella.
Only on Instagram is it 2 underscores. Everywhere else is just one.
Twitter is just the one.
Yeah, it's just one.
And that's ROZAYBELLA.
That's right.
SunDogs present Local Vibes. We're going to be taking a break here in about 2 minutes. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the production of Black Roses as well as projects on the horizon.
Yes,
I don't want to give too much away, but we've got about a minute and a half if you'd like to tell us about the plane journey here. You were saying that it wasn't the best plane ride.
No, they said 2 hours and 15 minutes. They said I leave at 9:50 from Atlanta and get here at 11:30. I didn't get here till like 12:30, and it was like the pilot took an hour to get to the airplane. Then I got off the plane. It took me like 30 minutes to get a lift. It's cold outside. I get a lift finally. He comes into the wrong side, and I had to run across the skyway to come out on the other terminal just to be able to catch the cab. Listen, y'all, I was so tired. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I started venting. I was like, I'm not for this. It's too cold for this. But I'm already here now. I was like, boy, the SunDogs, they just don't know, man.
We appreciate
Thank
all the
you
time,
so much. For
Y'all welcome, man. I
bracing the
appreciate
cold, bracing, we won't say the airline name, but being patient with them. I don't know if you've seen the film Flight with Denzel Washington.
Please, no.
Okay, don't watch the movie.
No.
Just thinking that a pilot's life perhaps is as messy as our lives once were.
Yeah, they human. So, the stuff that they go through, that shirt and the pants don't mean nothing when it comes to when you live in real life. Anything could happen.
Yeah, we'll be back after the break. 651-313-5125.
SunDogs present Local Vibes. We'll be right back.
And we're back.
Welcome back to SunDogs present Local Vibes. We were just talking about the logistics of Rozay Bella's journey here.
Yeah, you're all over the country. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Nationwide, if not worldwide, if you've
That's my
ever
goal.
gotten a peek at like Spotify metrics.
That's my goal. That's my goal. I went over to Cali just to kind of get a feel, because I definitely want to tap into that platform. And I said, I told myself, I'm going to give myself maybe about a year, 2 at the most. I'm going to be in Cali performing at places.
Okay, that's a really good goal.
Yeah.
When was your last performance since kind of COVID times? Are you
I'm
performing
still performing.
in Georgia?
Yeah, I
Good,
just
good.
was performing Monday at Pal's Lounge in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, is there just 10 times as many venues in down there as there is in the Twin Cities?
Yeah, most definitely. People learn how to follow the guidelines and keeping stuff sanitized and stuff, keeping the ventilation good. And, that's the melting pot for music artists. So if nothing else function, the open mics definitely going to function. That and the strip clubs, that's how it's going to function. Those are always open. It's like crystals. They always open. It's just always open.
So there's a few local producers on Black Roses. Minnesota producers, to clarify, on Black Roses.
Yep.
Where are the other producers from?
Atlanta, Texas, Memphis. Let me see. Yeah, Memphis, Texas, Atlanta. I think Cabo is from California, if I'm not mistaken. So I chose a lot of different producers from different places. I didn't really want them to be like the celebrity blow-up situations. I really wanted humble, hungry people. And so I picked a few artists. I have a particular producer that really kind of caters to my music on a lot of stuff, but I was open to other producers as well. And Cam Jones one day, he posted a beat, and I went crazy. And at this time, I think he was getting ready to have the first baby. And so he was mad busy. And I was sending him messages, but I knew that he was busy. It took Cam 6 months. He read the message 6 months later and said, I had this plug. He was like, I unplugged my messenger. I didn't see this. And I was like, Cam, I need that beat. Did you sell it? And he was like, no, I didn't sell it. I was like, listen, I'm finna send you money right now. Let me get this beat. And I took the beat and I recorded in like 3 days. And about 5 days, I had a video. And he was like, what that? I was like, man, I was waiting on this beat. You don't even realize the beat would not leave me alone. And it's actually the song called Rotate on the Black Roses album. Yeah. That is Cam Jones's. Big shout out to Cam Jones, man. Yeah, Cam Jones, that's a hard-working DJ, man. Y'all got a lot of good DJs and promoters here that I really feel don't get a lot of credit because of the crab in the barrel mentality. You understand what I'm saying?
People aren't giving up ego enough to say, I can't do this. Can you please do this?
It's a lot of ego versus pride here. It's a lot of it. And all the artists that I talk to and I engage with, I tell them, don't let Minnesota be your... Go other places. Go other places. You'd be surprised you go to another city and you take over the city. But don't think that because you are from Minnesota that you have to be, a local artist. The game, now the way the game's set up, if you're smart, you will go to different cities and perform and let people get comfortable with you, because before you know it, you'll be on a tour. Before you know it, you in different cities, you performing it. Even if it's a small club, it don't matter. Like, you got to build notoriety before you do anything. And a lot of artists these days feel like once they get on the mic, they already famous. And you know what I'm saying?
It feels like it on stage. Feels like you're famous
For a hot second.
Exactly.
Until you come down off the stage and you
Are
back
nobody.
to you back to, you know. So I tell people, get comfortable and start networking outside of your cities. Like, I'm from Chicago. I live in Georgia. I came to Minnesota to do one thing and kind of like wrote, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people, like, move around. Don't be constantly mad about Minnesota artists not tapping in. You got like 49 other states with a whole bunch of little cities in them. Like, try them.
And like you're saying, you know, worldwide. Maybe you're going to blow up in Sweden. Maybe you're going to blow, you know, you never know.
Exactly.
And even having friends or exchange students, you know, having friends who are living in these other countries as the initial, I don't want to say promoter, but...
Or get a producer in a different country and then be like, I made a song, like, where can I perform in your city type thing.
You know, people don't even realize that once your song is played in another country, you become an international artist. Just that fast. People don't even realize that you're no longer a local artist. All it takes is one song, one stream in Kenya or Sweden. You now become an international artist. So now you just really upgraded yourself. Like, that should be the goal. Keep going with it. You understand what I'm saying?
So don't minimize yourself just to the city you're living in.
Right.
No, never.
Big picture.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting Minnesota to do what it did, but it did. And it was totally unexpected, but it was respected. So, you know, I just kind of went with it. I was a little nervous about it because I'm like, man, I'm getting old. I can't run across the stage no more. I might, you know, like moonwalk backwards on it, but just bopping her, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Get to the point where you have the backup dancers. It's just, I need to do the one or two synchronized moves during the chorus, but they're just sweating behind you.
I'm only moving this part.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's all I got for you in the video. I ain't going no further.
You were saying that when you heard that Cam Jones beat, it's just something clicked. Is that your normal songwriting process?
Yes.
You'll find the beat, if it speaks to you, and then the words will flow, or you'll have the notebook of rhymes that you apply to the beat?
I have a notebook, but a lot of times how it'll come, like Cam Jones' song, when I heard it, the words were already up there. So I just put the pen to the paper and wrote the whole song. And then recorded it, and then shot the video. And it's, for me, at this age, it's like a release. It's like, I got so many songs in my head, y'all, and I want to get them out because they bother me every day until I get it out. Then once I get it out, I don't hear it no more in my head. Like the song Black Roses. The song Black Roses is a live song. It's all the instruments are live. It's Cal Borchet, Maida, Mick Butterpants, Marcus Scarman, Kenneth Garnier. So we're in the studio. Now my producer, Too Easy, he took a sample of Uninvited and we added the poetry to Concrete Rose from Tupac in there. But I wanted a live version of it because I like rock music. So, you know what I'm saying? A good bass and guitar, man, you can't beat that. And so I was like, you know what? I want to add that and add rap to it, add a little hip hop to it. And we came up with it. And then the guys, Kyle and Maiden and all of them, they took the song and did it live in the studio. But it was already up here in my head. And so when they came with the instruments and I heard it, it just came out. It came out. I think we was done in like maybe an hour. It took me an hour. But Maida wouldn't let me out the studio because she wanted me to sing. And I was like, I don't want to sing. And she was like, you're going to sing. And, you know, she's small in stature, so she snatched me over to her. And she was like, now sing it. And I was like, because I wanted to go home. And my manager was like, sing the song. And I was like, so y'all not going to let me out of here? And he was like, nah, not till you sing it. You can sing, why not? And I was like, I don't really want to sing. But I'm happy that I did do it because the humming in the back of the song, you can really hear like the pain and you can feel the transparency of the song. Because the song is really, it's like a catch-22. It's like, if I am, if I don't. But we're gonna give roses to all the good stuff and all the bad stuff in one song. And I was so happy, y'all, because the song, if I know you guys have listened to Uninvited, right? It's like soul quenching. Like when all the instruments, when the orchestra plays,
Swells up.
man. And so it was like bothering me in my head because I kept hearing it over and over. And I was like, y'all, I'm going crazy. I gotta get this song out of my head. And when I finally got it out, I was like, thank you. Cause y'all just don't even know it's a part of my madness every day. And that's how music is for me. When I hear a beat, if it bothers me, all I wait for is the signal to go. And then the words come down, I write it on paper, then I go record it and put it out. And then I'm done with it.
Release.
Yeah, it's like a big release. Cause I'll hear songs play over and over in my head until I get it out. You know, I really just discovered, y'all, on WFNU that I might have an alter ego with this music, because I did not
Concrete
realize.
Rose, Rozay Bella.
Yeah, like I just realized that I'm a whole nother person with the music, and that's kind of crazy that I'm doing this right now. But I think I might have a alter ego with this music situation, because I'm me all day long, but the music, what I talk about, what comes out, people are like, I would have never thought that you would even, it's been up there for years. And I write poetry at times. So, I just was like, hey, I guess I'm going to have to roll with it. And then I had a person tell me, when God gives you certain gifts and talents, there's no consequence for it. He's not going to smite you or judge you. He gave it to you. So you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do with it to your best ability, right? And if you don't use it, I think he will be more mad that he gave you something and you didn't use it. So use it. I was like, they would try to throw this on me right now.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Man, listen. Woe is the head. Woe is the head, man. It's heavy. The crown is definitely heavy.
What's on the horizon? We've got about 5 more minutes.
Okay, what's on the horizon?
If you can talk about what's on the horizon.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like to give away too much.
Oh, man, I had already been telling people, I'm doing a Jackin' for Beats mixtape. I want to go back in my era on some beats that I have always loved, and I want to do my own thing on them. And so I'm doing Jackin' for Beats. I just did a song called Pour Up that's dedicated to my sister. We're getting ready to shoot a video for that March the 6th.
Where at?
In Atlanta.
Okay.
In Atlanta. And then I just got nominated for Hell on the Mic with Yo ATL Raps. And so we have an award show April the 30th. But I'm also them same guys that I was talking about in Kentucky. Life. These two brothers are mad talented, and I have been bothering them ever since we clicked up to do the music, because they're my label mates. I've been knowing them for years, trying to get them to come back and do the music. Even when I wasn't doing it, I was like, come on, y'all. And so they finally decided, all right, we're gonna jump back in it. And so they was like, listen, we getting ready to do a documentary, and you got to come down, because, a couple of the songs that they did, I'm on. And a lot of people don't know that in Kentucky, I was like one of the first girls that started doing music 23 years ago there. So now they're formulating a documentary. I got 2 videos they want me to shoot to the songs that I did with them. So like we busy. We busy. Hopefully I can get solo on the song. We gonna keep that. We gonna pray for that.
Nice. Are you doing any shows while you're in town? You gonna come to the Red Sea on Monday? How long are you in town?
I'm really trying to leave out of here tomorrow. It's cold here.
Yeah, it's very cold.
It's cold. I don't want to stay. If it was like decent outside, yeah. Cause I asked a few people like, "What's going on tonight? Anybody know what's going on tonight? Let me know."
Give us a call, 651-313-5125.
Cause I want to find out what's going on tonight. And but if not, I think we're probably gonna go to this super sweet studio. It's a nice studio by P Funk Pharrell. He got a nice studio. When I tell you, it's very nice in there. I wanted to take Solo and my DJ Blackfire to go check out the studio. If they wanted to use it or what have you. I think it's just a really nice studio. You can step out his window there's the lake, and they grill out there.
Oh my gosh.
Like he got a really posh studio, like really, it's private, it's quiet. But you know, you could step out there on the ice barbecue, you know, right from the window where the boards are.
How important, since rapping in the dark barn, how important are your surroundings when you write music or record music? Do you need that posh space, or is it like,
I need that space.
Give me a glass of water and a blunt and I'm good?
Maybe about 5 blunts, maybe a couple shots.
Yeah.
And then just leave me alone for a minute. Let me you know, my family, they know, like, once I start to sit down at that computer, leave me alone. Because it can turn ugly. You know, I'll get ugly if you bother me a whole lot. But now it's just whenever I feel it, I'll just write a little bit and then I'll go back to it. And if I hear a beat, I might stop doing everything and write it the rest of the day. And some days I don't get nothing done depending on how bad the beat is in my head. Yeah, behind. 2-3 days behind on doing stuff. The kids like, we gonna eat. Y'all might have to go in there and get y'all something out the microwave because this beat's not going to leave me alone.
That powerful.
But they understand that. They know when I'm serious, like, leave me alone, let me do this.
That's good.
Yeah.
Are any of them starting to get musical?
Would you be surprised? So the song changes on the Trenches album that I got. My youngest daughter is the girl singing on that song.
Crazy.
She was like 12 carrying them notes on that song. That's my daughter.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I can't get her to sing now too much.
I mean, no, you shouldn't pressure anybody to do anything.
I was told, don't pressure her. Just let it happen. She'll
see what you're doing and be like.
My oldest daughter, she was the makeup person. She was the, keep everybody pretty. My daughter Maya is more of the stylist.
Got the whole team.
Yeah. My son he does art like I do. He's learning to play the acoustic guitar. And he got bars, but he won't show it. He won't show it. Now, in the house, yes. But him just like getting on the microphone, no. But the guitar, the acoustic, yes. He don't have no problem with that. He'll come through the house, yeah. And so all of them have it. But they just, I think I just got to wait on them to get comfortable. Because it would definitely be dope to do a family album.
Family band.
Yeah.
It'd be huge.
It would. It definitely would. My daughter singing, me and my son, back and forth with it. That would be dope. But, I got to wait. I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to force it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force it.
Don't want it to turn into anything like that.
Yeah, I don't want it to be Joe Jackson. I really don't. I thought about it like a few times. Like, y'all going to get in here and write.
Exactly.
Bro.
It's just like, maybe
kids.
I could have another kid. No.
No. Nunu, my youngest daughter, y'all, she got a voice and she can rap. She sings and raps, but you won't know it.
We'll see what the future holds. We got about 30 seconds left.
About 3 seconds. Thank you so much for coming through.
You're welcome. Let me give a shout out to my producer, Too Easy, to my producer, Bud Beats, to my producer, Cam Jones. Big shout out to Don't Sleep Entertainment. Big shout out to the city of Memphis, Chicago, Atlanta, Minneapolis, California, Lexington, Kentucky. Man, just a big shout out to everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much again. This has been SunDogs Present Local Vibes. Have a great weekend.
Vibes.